Hey everybody, Ace Channel Liam here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, or a branched evolution, or counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question, and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We also have a Metronome Battle between them, just for a little bit of fun. It's literally just for fun. Don't take it too seriously. If you're a fan of Form Fight already and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button, show you're enjoying the series. Let's go for 1,000 likes on this series. Everybody loves Farfetch'd. 1,000 likes. Hit subscribe if you're new, of course, so you never miss an episode. And of course, don't forget, use code ACE to save yourself some money on G Fuel. This is pink lemonade. That's bloody good. Code ACE, mate. With all that out of the way, let's have a look at today's challenges. Today on Form Fight, we're going to be comparing the two forms of Farfetch'd, which are Farfetch'd and Galarian Farfetch'd, and the Galarian form's evolution, Sirfetch'd. Now, a Farfetch'd caught anywhere other than the Galar region will be in its regular Cantonian form. However, if you find a Farfetch'd in the Galar region, it will be in its Galarian form, and if it lands 3 critical hits in the same battle, it will evolve into Sirfetch'd. What makes these 3 Pokemon so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokedex, regular Farfetch'd stands at 0.8 meters tall and weighs 15 kilograms. Its Pokedex information says the stalk this Pokemon carries in its wings serves as a sword to cut down opponents. In a dire situation, the stalk can also serve as food. They use a plant stalk as a weapon, but not all of them use it in the same way. Several distinct styles of stalk fighting have been observed. As for Galarian Farfetch'd, it stands at 0.8 meters tall as well and weighs 42 kilograms. Its Pokedex data says the Farfetch'd of the Galar region are brave warriors, and they wield thick, tough leeks in battle. The stalks of leeks are thicker and longer in the Galar region. Phrasing. Farfetch'd that adapted to these stalks took on a unique form. And finally, Sirfetch'd is also 0.8 meters tall, but weighs 117 kilograms. Its Pokedex information says only Farfetch'd that have survived many battles can attain this evolution. When this Pokemon's leek withers, it will retire from combat. After deflecting attacks with its hard leaf shield, it strikes back with its sharp leek stalk. The leek stalk is both weapon and food. Appearance-wise, both forms of Farfetch'd are small brown ducks with light brown underbellies, and both carry leeks. However, Galarian Farfetch'd is a much darker shade of brown, and its leek is incredibly larger, so much so that it has to carry it over its shoulder and drag it along the ground. Sirfetch'd has the same basic duck shape as its pre-evolution, but now has pure white feathers all over, with its leek now resembling a tall lance and a shield made of leek leaves. In their shiny forms, regular Farfetch'd's brown feathers turn to pink, and Galarian Farfetch'd turns a paler shade of brown, and its underbelly turns to a creamy colour, and Sirfetch'd turns from white to golden yellow. Now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. Regular Farfetch'd is a dual-type normal and flying Pokemon, which makes it weak to rock, electric, and ice type attacks. It resists bug and grass type moves and is completely immune to ground and ghost type attacks. Galarian Farfetch'd and Sirfetch'd are both pure fighting type Pokemon, which makes them weak to flying, psychic, and fairy type moves. They resist rock, bug, and dark type attacks and have no immunities. Now let's have a look at the stats and abilities of these Pokemon. Regular Farfetch'd for a long time was a Pokemon with below average stats across the board, until Gen 7 buffed its attack to 90 base power, allowing it to at least cause some decent damage. But let's face it, with Pokemon like Noctowl, Unfezant, and Braviary sharing the same typing as Farfetch'd, it's easily outclassed in Sword and Shield. Its primary ability is Keen Eye, which prevents Farfetch'd from losing accuracy. This is a very standard bird Pokemon ability, and its usefulness is inherently obvious. If you can't land a hit, you can't beat your opponents, so Keen Eye is always handy. Its secondary ability is Inner Focus, which prevents Farfetch'd from flinching. When your defenses are as lackluster as those of Farfetch'd, being unable to attack due to flinching can be a matter of life and death, so this is another ability that can prove very helpful. Its hidden ability is Defiant, which increases Farfetch'd's attack by 2 stages each time any of its stats are lowered. This is excellent for getting more firepower out of Farfetch'd and is a very good ability for this overall lackluster Pokemon, although do be aware that if its defense or special defense is lowered, you might not get a chance to use that increased attack. As for Galarian Farfetch'd, it has the same base stats as its Kanto cousin, except it loses a bit of speed in favor of a small increase in physical attack. This difference is negligible since being slower doesn't necessarily hinder Galarian Farfetch'd more than the regular because its speed was already garbage, but to believe that an extra 5 base power and attack is going to suddenly make this Farfetch'd a powerhouse is wishful thinking. Its primary ability is Steadfast, which increases Galarian Farfetch'd's speed 1 stage each time it flinches. This can be very useful for allowing Galarian Farfetch'd to try and mount more offense to make up for flinching on the previous turn, but usually it'll take a couple of speed increases before Farfetch'd can actually start outspeeding the mon that caused it to flinch. It has no secondary ability, but its hidden hidden ability is Scrappy, which allows Galarian Farfetch'd to hit Ghost-type Pokemon with normal or fighting-type moves, dealing neutral damage unless the opponent has a second type that affects the damage. This is great for giving Farfetch'd more opportunity to damage a variety of opponents and allows it to use its same type attack bonus fighting moves against all manner of opponents. Just be aware that a lot of Ghost types can learn either Psychic or Fairy type moves, so it's not always best to leave Galarian Farfetch'd in battle against them. And also it's worth noting that as of Generation 8, Scrappy now blocks opponents' Intimidate abilities, which can be an excellent counter strategy. As for Sirfetch'd, it builds on the stats of Galarian Farfetch'd, giving it slight increases to its HP and speed, a slightly bigger boost in special defense, and a 40 base power increase in physical attack and physical defense. It does get a 10 base power increase in special attack, which even then is still below average. And to be honest, I'll never understand why Pokemon do stuff like that. It really knocks me. Like, if the Pokemon's special attack is already garbage, why when it evolves or when it changes form, why increase it by like 10 base power? What's the point? It still can't utilize its special attack, and you could have put that 10 base power into anything else. Sorry. Really annoys me. Sirfetch'd has the same abilities as its pre-evolution, which are Steadfast and Scrappy, but at least this time it has a little bit more bulk and a touch more speed to make better use of them. Now it's time for me to decide which of these three Pokemon I prefer, and it's absolutely Sirfetch'd. The two forms of Farfetch'd just aren't really that viable to use in any kind of competition. Obviously, if you're using a tier system like that old Chestnut, which I don't really care about, then by all means, it might fit into a certain tier. But when you're playing like what I play, which is bring whatever Pokemon you like, Farfetch'd ain't that great. It's a real struggle to try and use, whereas Sirfetch'd is a very, very viable Pokemon. Steadfast and Scrappy are also great abilities. Like, I like Defiant on the regular Farfetch'd, but that's about the only thing I like about it, stats or abilities or anything wise. Its look is cool, and I like the look of regular Farfetch'd, but I think Galarian Farfetch'd looks a lot cooler. Sirfetch'd, whilst looking cool, isn't the coolest looking of the three, but it's certainly the most viable, I reckon, and it's the most useful, in my opinion. But of course, it's not just up to me, it's up to you guys to decide which is your favorite. But before you do, let's have a little fun. Let's see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome Battle. Before we get started, I'll point out these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any items, they've got neutral natures. Everyone's got their hidden abilities, as always on Form Fight, so regular Farfetch'd has Defiant, and then Galarian Farfetch'd and Sirfetch'd both have Scrappy. The only advantage or disadvantage any of these Pokemon are going to get is going to come from their typing and their base stats. Everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go, it's Farfetch'd versus its Galarian form, Galarian Farfetch'd. Which way is this one going to go? I don't know, mate. I'm watching it at the same time you're watching it. Well, I'm not watching it at the same time you're watching it, but I'm watching it in the time frame that you're watching it, as in, I've not seen this battle all the way through yet, so I'm interested to see where it goes, all right? Shiny Kanto's going to start things off, though, and what's it going to go for? First of all, going to go for Cosmic Power. Not a bad play at all there, increasing its defense and its special defense by 1 stage apiece, which is great for it because, obviously, the Galarian Farfetch'd has a little bit more attack power than the regular form. Here we see Thunder coming out, oh my word, but it is avoided by the Galarian Farfetch'd right there. Shiny Galar's going to start things off with Anchor Shot, which is such a beautiful animation. Take a look at this. Oh, and you people whinged about Double Kick. That is beautiful. Now it's over to the regular Galarian Farfetch'd, probably feeling a bit smug after, you know, avoiding that Thunder, but goes for Rest, even though its HP is full. So that's pretty smug, not gonna lie. Now everybody gets ready for the next turn. Shiny Kanto once again gonna start things off. Remember, it's got increased defense and special defense. It's gonna go for Prismatic Laser, which is super effective. How much damage is this gonna deal? Oh my word, we could have, oh my god, bringing Shiny Galarian Farfetch'd down into the very epitome of the danger zone. Of course, there will be a recharge turn for that. Here's a Fell Stinger, which Galarian form is going to be on the regular Galarian Farfetch'd there. Bit of chip damage, not too bad. A decent chunk of chip damage, to be fair, from regular Kanto over to regular Galar. What's it going to do here? Going to go for Noble Roar. This is a bad play. This is a bad play against a Defiant Farfetch'd. Shiny Farfetch'd is going to lose 1 stage of attack, but it's going to go back up by 2 stages because of Defiant. It's going to lose 1 stage of special attack, which is going to go up 2 stages because of Defiant. So now we have a Shiny Cantonian Farfetch'd with +3 attack, +1 defense and +1 special defense. My word. Shiny Galar going to go for Throat Chop onto which of the Kanto? Onto the Shiny Kanto, trying to take it off the field. Now they've realized what they've done. That was a great chunk of damage, though. A good good quarter to maybe a good third. Shiny Kanto has to recharge, so the Galar team is safe for now. Regular Kanto, though, is going to continue on with Poison Fang onto which of the Galar here? Onto the regular Galar there, and it will get the poison as well, so that is not looking good for the Galar team. The Galar team are suffering a little bit right here. Regular Galar, I should say, needs to come up with something fast. Goes for a track. It doesn't affect the regular Kanto. Would have affected the Shiny, though. That could have been a savior for them. Shiny Galar is going to go Shadow Punch, which doesn't affect the normal type Cantonian Farfetch'd. Of course, you got to remember, if it would have been a normal type move against a ghost type Pokemon, Scrappy would have worked, but it doesn't work the other way around. Here we see regular Kanto getting ready for its next move. What will it try here? Going to go for Payback, which is going to be not very effective on the fighting type Galarian Farfetch'd there, so a tiny bit of chip damage there, bringing it down to less than half its max HP. Over to Shiny Kanto with that +3 attack. What will it do? Goes for Scratch, +3, stab, Scratch. Huge damage, takes out regular Galar. My word! Scratch should not be allowed to do that much damage. Shiny Galar is now on the ropes. What's it going to do? It's going to go for Fissure. Doesn't affect Shiny Kanto because it's a ground type move on a flying type Pokemon. Very unfortunate mistake right there. Probably should have gone with Sheer Cold or something like that. Past Liam taking a moment to catch his breath there. My word, well done, Past Liam. I wish I'd done the same thing. Here we see Shiny Kanto, though, who is geared up and ready. Going to go for Psycho Shift. It is going to fail, so it's over to regular Kanto to try and pick up the pieces of that mistake there. Going to go for Fire Lash. You've got to think that's enough. Takes down Shiny Galar, and the Kanto team have won this little form fight between two forms. Now Kanto gets an upgrade, and it gets to fight against the evolved form. So here's the one you've been waiting for. It's Farfetch'd versus Sirfetch'd. Good luck to the Farfetch'd team right now, because Sirfetch'd is superior in every single way. Just all of the stats, although Sirfetch'd doesn't have any immunities, so it's got that going against it, I suppose. But we're going to see where this one goes. So we've got the regular Sirfetch'd starting things off. The Sirfetch'd team, of course, has the speed advantage. Goes for Snipe Shot. It is going to fail. Over to the shiny Sirfetch'd now. And what will that do? It's going to go for Crunch. And it's going to do... how much? Oh, disgusting damage to Shiny Kanto. More than half its max HP. Regular Kanto, though, is going to go for a quick attack, which is a stab move, of course. Does a little bit of chip damage there to that regular Sirfetch'd, but not a great deal. They need to really pull out all the stops. Here is a Slam, which is going to be avoided from Shiny Kanto onto the Sirfetch'd team. Doesn't get the Slam. Very unfortunate start for Kanto, but they might not be in this battle for very long. Shiny Sirfetch'd, though, is ready to go for the next round. It's going to go for Synthesis, but its HP is full, so that's completely wasted. Over to the regular Sirfetch'd. See if it can pick up after that mistake. Goes for Earthquake. That's an even bigger mistake, because not only are you not damaging either of the flying type Farfetch'd, you're only damaging your partner. Decent. About a third maybe of damage onto its own partner, but nothing else. Here we see Shell Smash coming out from Shiny Kanto. This is a nice example, though. It's going to show you that when Shiny Kanto, when Defiant Pokemon lower their own stats, it doesn't, you know, they don't get the Defiant boost. That's basically what I wanted to point out there. So it didn't suddenly get to +4, you know what I mean? Here's regular Kanto, though, who is going to go for Ally Switch and swap places with its partner. Because why not? What a great idea. And of course, that will end this turn. It's a bit of a stalemate at the moment, because I thought the Sirfetch'd team had an advantage, but they made a major hiccup in the previous turn right there. So here comes Shiny Kanto, who's now the fastest thing on the field because of that boost from the Shell Smash. Going to go for Mega Punch, which will be stab. It's a +2 attack as well. Almost takes out Shiny Sirfetch'd there. How will Shiny Sirfetch'd retaliate here? It's going to go for Bulldoze and attack its own partner as well. Oh my word, this is not going well for the Sirfetch'd team. They're very proud and they can't quite work as a team, apparently. Critical hit as well, dropping the Speed 1 stage of the regular Sirfetch'd, dealing no damage at all to the two Kanto mons. Here we see Ice Fang from the regular Kanto there, taking out the shiny Sirfetch'd, and now we're down to just one Sirfetch'd versus both these Kanto Farfetch'd. That was unreal. Why did... oh, that was just terrible. Here we see regular Sirfetch'd is going to go for Spark, which will be super effective. Massive damage, bringing Kanto down into the danger zone and paralyzing it. Not quite enough to take it out, though. So the next turn could bode well for Sirfetch'd if it can just mount some kind of offense against these two Kanto. Shiny Kanto, of course, is going to start this turn off, still the fastest thing on the field, of course. Going to go for Rock Blast, which isn't going to be very effective, even with +2 attack. It's not quite enough to take down Sirfetch'd there. We get 3 hits. That's it. 3 hits. I thought we were going to go maybe 4. And of course, Sirfetch'd now gets an opportunity. It has a chance to strike. It's going to go for Magical Leaf onto which of the Farfetch'd there, onto the shiny Farfetch'd there for a not very effective bit of damage. Regular Kanto is paralyzed and will not be able to move this turn. Again, that's a stroke of luck for Sirfetch'd. It seems to be screwing its head back on now. Shiny Kanto is ready to go though. What's it going to do? It's going to go for Dragon Rush with +2 attack. Oh my word, can Sirfetch'd survive this and live on? It can't. It's down. The Kanto team takes it after a lot of mistakes by the Sirfetch'd team. My word. Do you know what? This is very much a fluke victory for the Kanto team. Sirfetch'd just couldn't get along. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of these 3 Farfetch'd related Pokemon is your favourite? Is it Farfetch'd, Galarian Farfetch'd, or Sirfetch'd? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that's where I'll leave this episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you're confused about the green screen, I'm just trying something out. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments. If you do like it, let me know in the comments. I just want to make the backgrounds of my videos a little bit more interesting. Use code ACE for money off G Fuel, and until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.